Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your July 2024 mid-month general reading. We're looking at the last half of July, and this reading is for the water sign of Scorpio. I hope everyone's doing well. Thanks so much for being here. Always a pleasure and a blessing to be here. You are part of that, so thank you very much. I always like to say thank you before I start. Thanks for being here. So, Scorpio, if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Scorpio, this video is for you. If you're cross-watching for a Scorpio, this video is also relevant. It's a general reading. It may resonate a little differently for everyone. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. If you know any or all of your other sign placements, sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, watch those videos as well. It can bring in some additional insight or perspective into your personal situation. If something really does hit home, if it really does resonate, you'd like to perhaps take a deeper look at something, or you simply like the reading style. If you're interested in a personal reading with me for yourself or as a gift for someone else, please feel free to email me directly at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. You can see that information also by clicking on the description of this video. I'd love to hear from you. I can usually get back to you the same day or within 24 hours with more information. I offer a lot of different choices for reading options, different types, lengths, styles, budgets, spreads, all areas of life. I try to include something for everyone. And I'm also diligent about timely scheduling of personal reading. So if you're interested, email me. All right, for those of you who like to know, I am using the Royal Deluxe Tarot, clarifying with the Gilded Tarot, both by Cyril Marchetti. Let's see what the last half of July looks like for Scorpio. We begin with the Eight of Swords. The Chariot. You have what it takes, Scorpio. Some of you may be feeling, or you're fighting thoughts in your head that says, I can't, the challenges are too much, the external challenges are too much, or I'm afraid, I can't because of this, I can't because of that, I can't because of the other reason. I mean, the Eight of Swords is kind of, your fear is hijacking your reasonable mind, right? The Eight of Swords is somebody who feels held hostage, feels like they can't change their situation, that they've gotten themselves into something they can't get out of because, the consequences or the challenges are too much, too hard. But the only thing that's actually keeping this person trapped is the swords, not another human being. The swords are representative of, they're driven by the element of air, which governs this. So the swords are representative of ideas or an outlook, a certain perspective. I can't because of this. I can't because of that. I can't because of the other thing. Reasons, excuses, justifications. It's not to say that those reasons and excuses aren't valid. They may very well be, driven by anxiety and stress. But it's somebody who says, I can't because it's too hard. But with the Chariot, you have everything that you need. The Chariot is a card of success through perseverance, determination, and willpower on perhaps a challenging path. You can see these horses, which are kind of, pulling the Chariot, want to go in two completely different directions. You've got the body of the Chariot itself, the wheels of the Chariot, and there you are in the driver's seat, trying to make everything work together so it goes in one direction, right? It's a tough job. There might be a lot of moving parts to this situation. Whatever it is that you're wanting to change or get out of or start, it looks like there's a lot of perhaps moving parts for some of you, a lot of challenges that you're facing. But the Chariot says if you stay focused, if you don't lose sight of your goals, don't take your eye off the prize, don't slow down, just keep pulling everything together and focusing it towards that, in that direction, towards that thing that you're wanting to do, achieve, you can overcome and you can succeed. Next, we have the Three of Cups. Party, celebration, your tribe, your circle of friends, positive social connections in your community, celebration. The Ace of Swords, new perspectives, new ideas, seeing it in a whole new light. It may be that, I just got the phrase from that song, with a little help from my friends. It may be that there's a whole brand new perspective that comes in here, like really suddenly, and it might be friends that are helping you do that, positive social connections in your community. It could be that there's some news and information that comes in that also is the cause of celebration. There's a sense of like persevering here and overcoming your own kind of, those thoughts that want to hold you hostage. I can't. I'm going to be a victim forever. I can't. I'm stuck. There's a sense of perseverance and determination, working to overcome those thoughts. It looks like it turns around pretty quickly here. Next, we have the Queen of Cups, which is likely you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. For some of you, it might be another person that's showing up as the Queen of Cups. One of the most spiritually, in the tarot, in terms of the female's energy, I always think the Queen of Cups and the High Priestess are the most spiritually intuitive energies, because they're all about an emotional balance. Usually the Queen and the King of Cups is depending on the tarot deck you have, usually represents, they have some part of their body touching the water or holding water, and another part, like on solid ground. It's not quite so evident in this one, but it represents the balance between emotion and spirituality and reality as well. It's a card of somebody who pays attention, listens more than they speak, but also uses their intuition, right? And in order to use your intuition, which is our connection to the divine, you have to kind of be quiet and observe more than you speak, right? So this is likely you for many of you, but it could be somebody else relevant here. Oh, look, we have the High Priestess with the Queen of Cups. Using your intuition. Now, intuition, some people call it higher self. Some people call it gut instinct. It is our connection to God, spirit, angels, guides. It is the conduit or the hose through which we get inspiration or a feeling that even if it goes against what other people are saying, or, it's like, no, I think I feel drawn towards it. I think this is the best thing, right? Intuition here. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy is the Nine of Wands, which makes sense because the beginning of this reading, which may be where many of you are right now, is kind of this energy, the Nine of Wands. Remember that in the tarot, tens represent completion, a cycle fulfilling itself, right? So here in the Nine of Wands, you've been through a lot. You might be feeling discouraged, tired. Maybe one more thing has cropped up and you're like, oh my gosh, I've already been through all this, and here one more thing I have to deal with, right? But you're so close to the finish. You're like in the last quarter mile of the race, right? The last quarter mile of the race, the last quarter mile of anything that you hope to achieve that takes quite a bit to get there, is always the most challenging because you're in the home stretch, but you're tired. You're feeling the weight of all the miles behind you, everything that you've been through. I want to give up. Should I give up? Can I get through this? How do I get through this? That's how you're feeling right now. Of course, this is a general reading, and time always being a little bit fluid. Some of you may have already passed this. Some of you may be in it right now. Because remember, we have this Eight of Swords and the Chariot. Clarify overall energy, of, moving forward, but wanting to give in to the voices that say you can't. Let's clarify. It feels like there's a choice or a decision to be made here, and Spirit really wants you to jump into it, and I think the reasons why they do is going to become evident as soon as you do. But for that minute before you do, all kinds of things are going through your head. Yeah, Judgment and the Star. There's an opportunity here. It may be to write something from the past or move forward on a new path that kind of leaves the past behind one way or the other. A chance to do it right this time is what I'm getting for some of you. It may be for some of you that an opportunity to correct something from the past or something that hasn't been right, perhaps even something you haven't been doing right, to correct something from the past. Now that opportunity may present itself in a very challenging way, or the wrapping it has might be very challenging, but it's an opportunity to put something to rest, to take a completely different road. It feels like a second chance, and I don't know if it's a second chance at the exact same thing or a brand new thing, but it's kind of a second chance getting you out of a place where you've been feeling stuck. But it does come with some challenges, which means, it'll come with a cost and consequences, as everything does. Anything you say yes to, you have to say no to something else. Any new door you open, you have to close another one behind you. So let's take a look at Eight of Swords, the Chariot. Oh yeah, Ace of Wands, Knight of Swords, and the Fool. A decision has to be made here. And the decision has to be made perhaps pretty quickly and pretty assertively. Don't charge forward blind. Make sure you do your due diligence. But there's an opportunity to move forward here on a very brand new beginning. The Fool, the very first major arcana card in the tarot. This is where a whole new tarot cycle starts. A cycle of the tarot, the first card is the Fool, the last card is the World. Everything in between represents a chapter, a set of chapters, these different phases in our life, right? We go through many of them in the course of our lifetime. So this is an opportunity to start to just go in a completely new direction, on a completely new path. But there's challenges here that, meaning that there's things that you have to fight through. There's external challenges, yes. Will some of them be tough? Probably yes. And the intensity of that will vary because this is a general reading. Again, the challenge here also is overcoming those voices in your head that says, but it's going to be too hard, but that's going to be too difficult, but that's going to be too emotionally, whatever, fill in the blank. But it's something that Spirit's dropping into your lap. Three of Cups, Ace of Swords. Three of Cups again. The Ace of Cups. Let me clarify this Queen of Cups and High Priestess really quickly. Three of Wands, the World, the Ten of Pentacles. A cycle coming to a close, a new one beginning. Long-term security and stability. A major milestone is being passed so that you can start over again, so that you can start on a whole new path. It feels like many of you are taking a pause before you kind of continue going down there. Again, it feels like once you take that first step, Scorpio, everything starts manifesting, everything starts happening. All the energy, even though you're facing challenges, on this path, it's like, but it's also like immediately there's rejoicing, there's celebration, and not just you, it's your other connections too, your friends, your community, your tribe, all of that. There's a sense of using your intuition more for how it's going to play out in the future. It's like, I'm doing the right thing. I know I'm doing the right thing. There's a lot of challenges on this path, but I'm gonna walk through every single one of them, and I'm building towards, long-term security and stability in this, using your intuition, moving forward, laying the groundwork for a different future. And it feels like it starts to happen the second you say yes to this choice, the second you place your foot on that path. Okay. It's pretty clear which way Spirit wants you to go, so I think I'm going to leave it there and call it good. Scorpio, those are your messages for the last half of July. I hope for those of you for whom it resonated, that it was helpful, that it brought some clarity, some food for thought, or validation for you. Again, if this did hit home, if it does resonate with you, you'd like to, dive a little bit deeper into it, or you simply like the reading style, if you're interested in a personal reading with me for yourself as a gift for someone else, please feel free to email me directly, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be absolutely delighted to hear from you and to work with you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the August general readings. I do post every couple of weeks. Until then, Stay well, stay safe, be happy. Hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.